Hello and welcome to the Genuine Learning blog. My name is Melissa Galasso, and today we're going to talk about a proposed ethics standard. But it's a little bit of a different ethics standard. This one actually comes from the International Ethics Standards Board for Accountants, or IESBA, and it is an actual ethics standard around sustainability ethics, so kind of a new area as well. So in the past, we've talked about the IESSA for LCE that came out of the International Audit Standards. Previously, we've talked about the S1 and S2 sustainability disclosures. So we've talked about international standards before here on the blog. But today, we're going to take it a little bit further with a proposal from IESBA on sustainability ethics. And this is the proposed International Ethics Standard for Sustainability Assurance, including other independent standards, which we're going to call IESSA, and other revisions to the code related to sustainability assurance and reporting. And so basically, they're looking at ethics from a slightly different perspective. They're looking at ethics, they're looking at independence to support all of this work that's being done around sustainability reporting, right? So the international standards now have disclosures for things related to risks and uncertainties and objectives with respect to sustainability. We have S1 and S2, and obviously with the SASB and the VRF being brought in to the international world to create international standard setting with respect to sustainability disclosures, we want to make sure that those are done ethically. Now, this is a little bit different here because these include standards for those whether or not you're a professional accountant, because in the EU, it allows non-accounting firms to audit sustainability disclosures. So there is no protection for audits of sustainability. It could be done by a engineering firm, for example. And so consultants, lawyers can also be involved in this. And so it does not mean that you have to be a CPA in order to have to consider these standards. And so it contains specific ethics provisions relevant specifically to sustainability reporting and assurance. And the goal really, as with all things, is to ensure that we are not greenwashing, right? So selectively picking things that make us look better while ignoring the things that we're doing terribly in the area of sustainability. So we want people to be able to trust and rely on sustainability information. And so in order to be able to get that public trust, they want to make sure that there are ethics standards that entities would follow around independence, conflicts of interest, etc. And so this does provide best practices for when you are verifying a company's sustainability claims, right? Thinking about things like impact on corporate actions on emissions, how to rely on outside experts, which we'll see there's a separate exposure draft that addresses, as well as identifying and tackling conflicts of interest. So again, when we take a look at this, they're really trying to give us a framework to consider sustainability information from an ethical perspective. Now, they did issue a related exposure draft around using the work of an external expert with the purpose, again, of looking at it through assurance with respect to sustainability and how do you know that that person is competent, capable, and objective with respect to sustainability. And so it's going to apply the conceptual framework as we go through here. So if you have an interest in this, comments are due May 10th, and this is something that I think we're going to see more of an interest in overseas. And I know the FASB, or I guess the FAF technically, the Financial Accounting Foundation, announced as part of its big strategic plan, they were going to be looking into what role they may have, if any, in sustainability reporting here in the United States. And so some of these things may be foreshadowing events to come in the future. We don't know. And so kind of an interesting time, but I wanted to make sure people are aware as we are seeing these developments for international standards, the SEC proposal here in the United States around attestation for greenhouse gases. I thought it'd be important people knew what was going on from an ethics perspective. All right, so that's it for this week's blog. Hopefully you found it interesting. And if you are going to comment, I'm sure they're interested in your feedback. So thank you guys so much for joining me on the Genuine Learning blog, and I hope to see you on a future blog. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.